Tip number three is going to be to forgive your father. Now, this is forgiveness is definitely an abnormal thing. I definitely have to say that for sure. It literally goes against that payback mentality that you find in human beings, where, like, if someone's hurt you or done anything to you of any kind that's negative, human knowledge says you should pay them back in the same way they paid you. But I don't know about you, but you know, um, fighting pain with pain usually leaves both sides hurt, and no one gets healed in that whole equation. Now, when I say forgiveness, it's also just to help to break past the impact of, like, any trauma, like that trauma on your actual mental health and yourself. Like, I don't know if you notice this, but like a lot of people who have emotional pain, they, or just deep childhood trauma, they tend to avoid talking about that issue sometimes, just could, like, or they'll clam up or freeze or get angry if you're mentioning a specific issue related to that trauma or issue, because, like, sometimes human beings, we want to avoid pain, because if you don't know how to deal with the pain or handling it, even though it's causing issues in your heart and spilling over to who you really are, like, you want to, like, it's almost like a self-defense mechanism is what I'd say, to avoid that pain. Now, this is why I say forgiveness itself is it's 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 unnatural, but and it's also hard. But I don't say that to scare you away. I say that just to be completely honest with you. To lie and tell you that it's a cakewalk is just it's just not true. The only reason I say that it could be difficult is because it's really it's you facing that pain that you might have been running from for a long time, but you facing that thing not alone, but with Jesus helping you. It will be help you to get past the pain, heal from it properly, and now become who you were always destined to be. Forgiveness itself is not, it's not you letting, it's not like, quote, it's not you letting the other person get away with what they've done to you. Forgiveness is you essentially, you let that person go, and you let go of what they've done to you in your heart, so that it no longer has any negative effect on you. And what do I mean? Like, imagine you're in a room where that room itself is on fire, and that fire, those flames represent the pain caused by the whatever trauma or anything your father's done to you negatively that's affected you in a very huge way. And let's say, like, again, you're in that house that's on fire and you don't know what to do. Forgiveness is you're removing yourself from that room, essentially. And by that I mean, the door itself to forgiveness is Jesus. This is why you need him. You have to, like, it's praying to him to ask him for help on that. But if you're in that room, again, this analogy I'm using, forgiveness is you walking out of that room, so that, because once you're outside that room, there's no more smoke inhalation, there's no more burns, none of that stuff. You're no longer affected by the climate in that room. So if you've really entered into forgiveness, that's where you really forgive. You say, all this stuff this person's done to me, I let it all go. I forgive them. And this is you saying, like, I don't want to pay them back for what they've done to me. I let them go as Christ helps me to do so. And then this is something where, like, you can now be free. Like, you won't be manipulated by that pain anymore. And also you'll stop those, like, times where someone's presence will hijack, like, call it hijacking. It'll hijack your emotions. So you could be A-okay one time, and then next thing you know, the person, whoever hurt you, if they enter the same room, you go from A-okay to super angry. And everyone's like, what's wrong? Are you okay? But they don't know that that's you reacting to this person because of the pain that's in your heart. now I'm really gonna believe I'm really gonna believe that you, whoever is watching this, that you're a person of your word. That when you say that you'll do something, you really mean it. And in that same vein, when you say when you ask Jesus to help you forgive your father, because you can't do it alone, that you really mean that in your heart. And again, back to what I'm saying, forgiveness is not easy because it's a first step in you healing, but it's necessary because it removes you from that climate of pain that exists in your heart because of what happened before. And you being removed is necessary so that you're healthier, you think better, and you can function as you were always destined to be, free from the pain and trauma. Now, taking this step is huge. It's gonna I mean, I'm telling you, like, mark this day if you're watching this, because if you follow through on this, you're gonna see a lot of stuff change in your life. I'm just like, because a lot of people are being held back by a lot of pain in their hearts that they haven't let go of, but the day you choose to let go of it, and it's a choice, you're going to unlock a part of yourself that you've never seen before. I'm just telling you, because there's you. Remember the Snickers thing? You're not you when you're hungry. So you're not you when you're traumatized. So imagine yourself trauma free. Imagine yourself pain free. Who does that person look like? I'm telling you, it's just anyway. You'll check it out when you do that. Now, if you have the courage and you want to join me, please, no pressure at all. I'm just giving you stuff that has worked for me too as well, because I did hit that point where I tried everything I thought, and I tried to doing it on my own and all this stuff and saying, like I said, I forgave my father, but God was showing me that I really hadn't done it. So I hit the point where I was like, okay, I had to even tell God, like, I can't forgive this guy on my own. Like, it's too hard. So that's why I asked, Jesus, like, yo, help me to do this because I can't do it on my own. And that day was when I felt like a peace like never before. Oh, jeez, it was it was unbelievable, and I couldn't believe it was just like I'm the kind of person where if I say I'm gonna forgive someone, I mean that. So that's why I wouldn't say it if I don't mean it. So because of that, me saying like I'll follow through on this, it's what unlocked a lot, like really led to that true forgiveness occurring in my heart, and the peace that I felt, which just kept showing itself up from that point onward. And I forgiveness it's a start of the journey to healing. It doesn't just end with forgiveness. Forgiveness is a start, but it's an amazing start. It's the greatest start. And it first starts to me with this prayer where, if you don't mind, please join me right now, wherever you are across the world. And let's, yeah. Dear Heavenly Father, I just say thank you. I bless you for who I am. I thank you for everything you've done for me. I know that I'm trying to forgive my father, but it's so hard because of all the pain, all the history, all the everything. I can't do it on my own. I say it clearly because I'm not gonna lie. Like, what's the point? What's the point of hiding and pretending all this time? I can't do it on my own, but with you helping me, I can do this thing. I can walk in forgiveness. Teach me forgiveness, Father, Lord. Help me not take away any anger in my heart. I release this person in me from my heart, oh Lord. And I thank you for setting me free from the pain, oh Lord. Teach me about forgiveness and help me to walk in forgiveness. Thank you so much, Father. Amen. So by saying that, you're engaging Jesus in terms of helping you, because you need help with this, like someone to partner with you on this. So through different things, depending on how he leads you, in as to how you can actually walk in forgiveness, because like forgiving the person, it's not just your words alone. Walking in forgiveness is even can be you doing kind acts to them as God leads you. Like, this is more contextually, like if it's and when I say kind acts to them, you can pray for them, you can even say hi to them if you get to that stage, because walking forgiveness is a gradual process. I'm not gonna tell you go from zero to hugging your dad if if you and him have not talked in 10, 20 years. I mean, that's a jump. and like, say, like, for context, if it's something like, if it's related to like sexual trauma, I would suggest, like, just keep the distance and just monitor that as God leads you, because I'm not going to tell you to go back to someone who's abused you. It doesn't make sense. But as God guides you, it doesn't mean you can't still forgive them and wish them the best, that they get the healing they need. Because if someone had done something, anything like your father neglecting you, or abusing your mom, or abusing you verbally, sexually, any way, kind, or shape or form, it's a sign there's something wrong with them, and it's a sign they need help. It's a sign that they also need healing. So that can be something you do as you're walking in forgiveness. You also pray for them. You continue on your healing journey, and you don't think ill of them, and you don't focus on the negative parts of them. That's like walking in forgiveness is a continuous thing. But as you do that, you'll continue to evolve. You yourself, you're continuing to let go of the pain, continuing to now operate pain-free outside that. And now you can talk to someone else who might be in that situation and tell them, hey, this is where I came from. My life wasn't perfect. I'm not going to lie to you and say our family was amazing. That's what you saw on the outside, but on the inside it was chaos. But look at where I've come from. Look how far I've come, because of Christ helping me to be able to heal properly, to heal completely. So now my mind is clear, my heart is clear, and I can become everything that I'm destined to be, thanks to Christ and everything He's done for me. Yeah, that's tip number 3. So tip number 4, and this is the last tip, is to get wisdom on how to be a great father. Now this tip is super crucial for your healing journey, so that you get to learn what the real model looks like, something that your father might not have been to you. Now with this, just because your father wasn't a great father to you does not mean that you have to continue that trend. Now, and I say that you getting wisdom on how to be a great father, like, and by that I mean the way that Jesus would have you be, because there's already a model that exists. You don't have to go reinvent the wheel. Now, that being said, the truth is that if you don't learn how to be a great father, you're going to become a bad one by default, because you don't know how to be a great father. It's simple. Like if you didn't know physics, and I push you to do a physics test or exam, how would you pass that exam? You don't have the knowledge. So it's pretty much impossible for you to pass. So in that same vein, for you to actually succeed at being a great father requires knowledge and preparation. You actually study to become that. Like, again, similar to like a lawyer, engineer, doctor, they didn't wish to be a great father. Or sorry, wish to be a great person in their profession. They didn't, it's not just imagining or aspirational. They put in the work. They actually, studied tremendously, in addition to putting actual working hours towards building that career that they have. And it's the same thing with fatherhood. You actually have to prepare for it. Preparing for it will help you to just avoid so many of the issues that you see happening in a lot of homes, with even homes that have fathers present, not to talk of the ones where those father figures are absent. And now you getting this knowledge is key. It's just also to show you that some of these people, some of the fathers, like maybe your father who's hurt you, or a friend whose fathers hurt them, they didn't get the knowledge. For them, what they knew back in their era was that being a father meant you providing food, providing money, providing shelter, providing education. Those things are all well and good. It's just that there's a lot more to being a father than those things. And if your father did all that stuff but never spent quality time with you, you guys never got to talk, or he's doing things like portraying negative vices that are teaching you the wrong things, now this is where you now come into all these issues and all this other stuff that shows up where, you know, and can leave people traumatized for like decades even. So the main point of this is to just that getting wisdom is key. It's paramount for you to actually become a great father. And I would advocate, again, just read, literally, four-letter word. Read, study, like learn how to be a great father, as in like read books, yeah, or like listen to podcasts. I know we're in the age of podcasts and videos, so you can do that online. Um, Listen to like any like people who are like they giving sound knowledge on how to be a great father, not just like theoretical feel good stuff, but practical tips on things you can do. You know what I mean? Like, what to be aware of, handling stress, managing a family, how to relate with your wife, just, and this is me talking to the men there, or yeah, like, things like that, so that you're not caught off guard by these things. And literally just, and that knowledge is what will help you to build a better foundation. And literally and this is why like I personally I challenge you on this, like go beyond your father's mistakes. Seriously, like your so many people will thank you for it, like your future spouse, your children, your future children, your community, like so many people win from you actually learning from your father's mistakes and fixing and correcting them. So that's definitely something I would definitely advocate and say it's going to help you and everybody else. Now, when I say like study and read, like you can even get some books too as well, where you know the Bible is also a good book to refer to as well. It does also have a lot of information there about fatherhood, um, and also there are also some non-biblical books out there, but they they too can also have some interesting tips for you as well. I just say, ask Jesus to help you on that knowledge search so you're finding the right information, and then you can build and grow based on that information that you actually acquire. Now, the second part of you getting wisdom is, I would say, this is actually important, I'd say getting a mentor, someone who is already a father or a father figure, like they're doing this thing the right way, like they believe in Christ, like he's their model, and then they have no issue showing you about their life, both the mistakes they've made and also what you should do. Like that is the kind of person where they'll talk to you about the things they wish they knew about fatherhood before they became a father, or things that they're learning, or things where they say like this is something you'll only experience when you're in the thing itself, but this is what you should be aware of. Essentially, they'll give you a lot of like practical, on the ground, like they're living it, so they can tell you best. And for that one too as well, just ask God as well to guide you as to who that person is supposed to be. It's not everybody for sure, but I do believe that there's someone, whether it's someone physically in the same city or town where you live, or there's someone who online who they're like similar to me, where their messages can still reach you and give you some very practical tips as to what you can do to become the great father that is in you. It's in there. We just have to bring it out with the right knowledge, right guidance, and proper education. And that's what I'd say about tip number 4. That's our final tip. So those are the 4 tips that I have for you in regards to dealing with any of those daddy issues or wounds caused by uh, like negligent fathers. The main thing I really just want to stress is that you are not alone. Don't ever believe that in this thing. There are tons of people across the world who are going through the exact same thing. The good thing is that you're actually listening to this video and you're getting help in regards to a solution to deal with this thing. And I would just say, do not suffer in silence. Don't go it alone. Use these tips, apply them diligently. If you have any questions about them beyond this video, please feel free, send me an email. The email is in the about us section of this video. And I want to help you to be able to get there so that you can become everything you're destined to be. Like that's my own personal belief. I really believe that beyond like Jesus himself can help you to heal properly from this pain and really discover the destiny he has for you that's buried inside of you. But you won't be able to do that if you're not full, if you haven't healed, and these tips are going to help you to start that journey. Yeah, and I know God helped me to be able to do just that, and I'm praying that he'll be able to do the same thing for you too as well. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching the video up until this point. Do you have any comments or anything you want to say about the video? Was it good? Could be better, whatever it is. Please let me know in the comments. Just drop your comment in the right down below. And also, you can also shoot me an email. My email itself is animenoiesu@gmail.com. And I'll be more than happy to chat with you as to whatever it is you definitely want to talk about. And yeah, catch you guys next time.
I got the hope, walk on the water and float. I left the